How many times do we say we want a new life while still thinking with the same old fear? How many times do we ask God for different, but keep carrying the weight of old disappointment, old rejection, old pain, and old stories about who we are? Because the truth is, sometimes it's not that we don't want change. It's that we're still carrying the bricks from what hurt us. And if we keep carrying the bricks from our past, we'll keep building the same old house. Hey y'all, I'm Vanessa and welcome back to Waves of Change, where I document my journey of pivoting in real time through faith, reinvention, the overseas job search, and creating a softer, more intentional life. Today is day 78 out of 100 of posting every day. What started out as a challenge has turned into something deeper, a daily practice of showing up for the dream even when the results don't show up right away. Let's get to the job search update. No applications were submitted today. I did complete my engagement hour, and I also received an eligible but not referred notice from Australia. Another no. And even when I try to stay grounded, those updates can still hit a nerve. Because after a while, rejection stops feeling like a simple response and starts feeling like a test of your endurance. Not just your strategy, not just your qualifications, but your belief. How many times can you hear, not this one, and still trust that somewhere ahead, there's a yes with your name on it? That's the real work in a season like this. It's not just submitting the applications. It's not just checking the email. It's managing your mind, guarding your heart, and refusing to let disappointment rewrite your story. Because if you're not careful, you can let a temporary answer turn into a permanent belief. And I refuse to do that. Even with another no, I'm still here, still showing up, still believing, still making room for a life I know is possible. And that's why today's quote hit me the way it did. If you continue to carry the bricks from your past, you'll end up building the same old house. That thing ministered to me. When I think about bricks, I think about weight. Bricks are heavy. Bricks are awkward. Bricks require effort to move. And a lot of us are carrying emotional bricks we were never meant to drag into our next season. Bricks like old rejection, old embarrassment, old betrayal, old shame, old disappointment, old fear, old narratives about what we deserve. And if we're not paying attention, we take those same bricks into a brand new chapter and accidentally recreate the very life we say we're trying to leave behind. That's what this quote is really about. It's not just about the past. It's about patterns. Because the past only keeps power when we keep using it as building materials. And that showed me something today. Because when I got that Australia update, I had a choice. I could let that not referred become another brick of discouragement, another brick of self-doubt, another brick of, see, maybe this isn't going to happen. Or I could leave that brick where it fell. And I think that's the lesson. Every disappointment doesn't need to be carried forward. Every rejection doesn't deserve permanent residence in your identity. Every closed door is not a brick you need to throw in your backpack and drag into tomorrow like Erykah Badu's bag lady. Some things need to be acknowledged, yeah. Felt, yeah. Learned from, absolutely. And then left behind. I think one of the hardest things about growth is realizing that you can change your goal and still carry the same mindset. You can change your zip code, your routines, change your vision board, change your strategies, and still be building from old wounds. That's how people end up in new jobs with the same burnout, new relationships with the same insecurities, new opportunities with the same fear of failure. Because they changed the outside, but kept the same bricks. And I think that's something all of us in transition have to ask ourselves. Am I truly building something new? Or am I just renovating old pain? That right there is a question. Because building something new takes more than desire. It takes release. You have to be willing to put some things down. You have to be willing to stop making your future pay for what your past did to you. And it's not easy because pain gets familiar. Disappointment gets familiar. Protective habits get familiar. Sometimes we carry old bricks because they feel like proof that we learned something, like proof that we won't be caught off guard again, like proof that we're wiser now. But let me tell you something. Sometimes what we call wisdom is really just unhealed fear wearing a blazer. And I know that may sound strong, but it's real. Because there's a difference between discernment and dragging old damage into a new beginning. Listen, I'm not telling you what I think. I'm telling you what I know. I'm telling you what I've experienced and what I'm trying to heal from. So yeah, today brought another no from Australia. And no, it wasn't what I wanted to see. But I'm learning that every no doesn't have to become a narrative. A not referred is a status. It's not a prophecy. It's a moment. It's not my identity. It's information. It's not final confirmation that I should give up. And I think that matters. Because when you're in a long season of stretching and hoping, it's very easy to start stacking rejections until you've built a wall between yourself and hope. One no, then another no, then another delay, then another thing that didn't work out. And before you know it, you're not just pursuing a dream anymore. You're dragging a pile of emotional construction materials from every place you've been disappointed. And I don't want to build a life made out of accumulated disappointments. I want to build a life made out of faith, of courage, of wisdom, of resilience, of softness, of obedience, of peace. That means I can't keep treating every no like a brick I need to carry into tomorrow. Some of these no's need to stay in yesterday. I've been thinking about that a lot. What kind of house am I actually trying to build? Not a physical house, a life, a mindset, a future, a way of being. And the truth is, the life I want can't be built from panic, can't be built from fear, can't be built from the belief that every rejection is secretly exposing something wrong with me. No. The house I want to build has to be built from something stronger. From faith when I don't have full evidence yet. From discipline when I don't feel motivated. From peace when things feel uncertain. From trust when the path looks foggy. And on the real, that's part of what this season is teaching me. This season is teaching me how to build with better materials, not urgency, not comparison, not ego, not the need to prove something, but steadiness, patience, hope, perspective. And maybe that's what some of us need to hear today. Maybe the goal is not just to keep going. Maybe the goal is to be mindful of what you're carrying while you go. Because what you carry, you eventually build with. Let's anchor in the word right now. The scripture that came to mind for me today is Isaiah 43:18. Forget the former things. Do not dwell on the past. See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? I like that scripture for this episode because it doesn't pretend the former things didn't happen. It doesn't minimize the pain. It doesn't say the disappointment wasn't real. It just says, do not dwell there. And I think this is such a timely word for anybody in transition. Yeah, it happened. Yeah, it hurt. Yeah, it disappointed me. Yeah, it humbled you. But don't live there because God is doing a new thing. And sometimes we can't perceive the new thing because our hands are too full of old bricks, old timelines, old fear, old assumptions, old disappointments, old identities. Sometimes freedom looks like empty hands. Sometimes healing looks like deciding, I'm not carrying this into my next season. And I think that's where I am right now. Not pretending that rejection doesn't sting, but deciding it doesn't get to shape the structure of my future. So maybe today this message isn't just for me. Maybe it's for you too. Maybe you've been carrying bricks from an old marriage, an old friendship, an old workplace wound, an old financial mistake, an old church hurt, an old season where things didn't go the way you prayed they would. Maybe you've been carrying the brick of embarrassment, or the brick of regret, or the brick of not feeling chosen. And maybe without even realizing it, you've been carrying that pain to shape how you see your future. But let me encourage you today. You don't have to keep building the same house. You don't have to keep recreating the same emotional patterns. You don't have to keep dragging old materials into a space that God is trying to make new. Leave some bricks behind. Leave behind the lie that it's too late. Leave behind the shame. Leave behind the comparison. Leave behind the belief that rejection is proof of your worth, because it's not. Some things ended so something different could begin. Some doors closed so you would stop shrinking to fit inside them. Some no's showed up so you would learn how to keep your heart open without losing yourself. And that takes strength. That takes maturity. That takes trust. But it's possible. So today, day 78, I'm making a decision. I'm not carrying this latest no like a brick. I'm not going to let it become a definition. I'm not going to let it settle into my identity. And I'm not going to use it to build a smaller future than the one I've been called to create. Was it disappointing? Yeah. Was it the answer I wanted? No. But is it the end of the story? Absolutely not. And if you're in a season of rebuilding, I want you to hear me clearly. Be careful what you carry. Because what you carry, you eventually build with. And I don't know about you, but I'm not trying to build the same house. I'm trying to build something freer, something stronger, something wiser, something more aligned, something God breathed. And that means some bricks have to stay in the past. Thank you for being here with me today. If this spoke to you, let me know in the comments. What bricks are you ready to put down? And if you're walking through your own season of rejection, rebuilding, or reinvention, Subscribe and come on this journey with me. We're doing this one honest day at a time. Hey friend, I'm Vanessa, and this is Ways of Change. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.